So tent's all set up. I'm back in my Z-Packs 3 Duo on this trip. Very lightweight and compact tent. Really enjoy using it. It's nice to get that back out on the trip. But it's quite windy today. So although it is a freestanding tent, I've just done my best to stake it out onto the top of the rocky ground here, just to make sure it does hold this high wind. And Poppy's in there as well, so she's holding it down. But yeah, I've hiked around today, looking at different areas, and I pinned a few different spots on my satellite images before I came on this trip. But looking at them today, when I got there, they're just either too overgrown or too boggy, and nothing really suitable for getting the tent in. So thankfully I managed to find this bit of a spot next to this loch side here. I'm going to make this work for tonight. But yeah, before I do anything else, I'm going to get my Garmin inReach here, going to message my wife and just let her know exactly where me and Poppy are camping for tonight. So in the tent I've got my Neo X-Therm sleeping mat. I've got Poppy's dog bed on top of that, and she'll just lie on that now, keep nice and warm, comfortable. And in here as well I've got my E-Vent seat summit compression stuff stack, which has got my sleeping bag and all my dry clothing in as well. But I'll just keep all that gear in there until tonight, because Poppy has a tendency to get things wet. Obviously I want to keep that nice and dry for later on. It's been quite strong all afternoon, and I was hoping it was going to die off, to be honest, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So I've just checked the weather app on my Garmin inReach, and it's just showing heavy wind gusts going right through tonight, and some heavy rain forecast now for tonight and in the morning. So yeah, I just thought it'd be best to check that, just make sure, see what's coming over, and the weather has changed. And I've just had to assess the tent here, because the tent peg I put in on this rocky outcrop wasn't holding very well in the wind, so I've just put a dead log down and hopefully that'll hold the guy line in position during the night. And I'm going to have a small fire on the rocks down by the loch there tonight as well, just to cook up some food, and it's right next to the water's edge, so if the wind does pick up I can just extinguish that quickly, and yeah, we'll call it a night after that and just cabin up in the tent, have an early one in there I think. But I am relying on cooking my food on the fire tonight. I haven't brought a gas stove or anything, so I do need to get the fire lit. I'm just going to keep it nice and contained, sit right next to it, so cook up my food as quickly as possible, and then if this wind gust say doesn't die down, just extinguish it, and then we'll have an early night in the tent I think. So tonight I'm just having a few pork chops. I've got a few spices on there as well. But yeah, I'm pretty hungry now, so I'm going to sit and enjoy this for a little while. So I've just been treated to a pretty nice sunset from across the loch there. Nice just to sit and enjoy that for a while. And I also boiled up some water for a hot chocolate. Instead, just been sat by the fire enjoying that and keeping nice and warm. Thankfully the wind gusts haven't been as bad as the forecast was showing, which has meant I've been able to keep this fire going longer than I thought I was going to be able to. And yeah, it's only a small fire, but it is pine wood, so it's burning quite hot and it's kicking out some nice heat to keep me nice and warm, because there is a cold wind coming across the loch here with that wind chill. So it's nice just to sit by the fire and make the most of it while I can. It's been threatening to rain as well on and off for a while, so if it does come over, then I'll just put the fire out and we'll call it a night and get in the tent with Poppy, and that's where she is at the minute, on a dog bed in the tent. But yeah, I'm going to make the most of this fire, so it'll be dark in about half an hour's time. So I'm going to sit by this, keep warm, and then just enjoy the evening out here. So we've had some pretty heavy rainfall during the night, and it's still raining on and off at the minute. So as you can imagine, everything outside the tent is pretty damp and wet. And yeah, as I haven't got a gas stove on this trip, which I'm starting to regret now, what I'm going to do is in the porch here in the tent, try and use a few of the firelighters I carry with me, maybe put 2 or 3 of those together and at least hopefully boil some water up using those. And that way at least we can still have a cup of coffee and enjoy that before we think about packing the tent down and start the hike out of here again. So that worked quite well. Just had to keep an eye on it with obviously being quite close to the tent, but yeah, managed to boil a bit of water there for a nice cup of coffee. But the rain hasn't let up. Poppy just been out for the toilet this morning, and she's come back in the tent soaking wet. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just finish this coffee off, pack everything away the best I can inside the tent here, and then we'll take the tent down, and then we'll start the hike back. So yeah, it's a bit of a long hike back, probably about an hour and a half or so, but not long in terms of distance, but it's quite difficult terrain, very boggy, and yeah, you've got to be careful where you're walking. So yeah, we'll just take our time this morning getting back to the car, but first things first, enjoy this coffee, enjoy this for a little while. So that's all our gear packed away, pretty much ready to start hiking out of here now. The rain has let up a little bit, but judging by the clouds and stuff, it's not going to be long before it comes back over. But yeah, apologies on the lack of filming this morning on this one, and also yesterday would have been as windy as it was. I brought my drone with me, I couldn't really fly that much, and I was really hoping to make the most out of this trip up here. But that's the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. But hopefully you still enjoyed the video. Me and Poppy still enjoyed ourselves out here. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Say thanks again guys, and appreciate your support as always, and we hope to see you on the next video.